It's something we see all too often. Cars passing school buses with a stop sign or stop arm extended. So this morning, Brad Franco is out live with Lance Corporal Matt Southern looking for any offenders. Brad, you guys have been on the road for a while. How's it shaping up out there?
So far, so good. The earliest start times around here about 7 o'clock, Octavia. So now is probably the height of those pickups for the school buses. So be aware of those. We stopped in front of College Park Elementary School because we want to talk about the second prong of this, and that is safety around the school zones, because there are obviously speed limits that go along with being in school and around those schools. Going to bring Trooper Matt back in here, Lance Corporal Matt Southern. We saw the sign when we came in. But we were talking in the cruiser that not all of them, number one, are marked, and some that aren't marked don't have lights. So there's something that you need to pay attention to as you're driving. A lot to think about this morning.
There is, particularly in this school zone. There's a sign indicating that the speed is reduced, but there's no flashing lights. There's a time frame, so between certain hours is when you actually have to slow down. So we need to be mindful of that too as we get into some of these school zones. You know, another thing to think about is make sure that these children are staying properly restrained in seatbelts and child safety seats until you get that car stopped inside the parking lot of the school or at the car drop-off line. Time and time again, we see parents that are allowing students to unbuckle on the road next to the school or in the driveway. You can still get into a crash in the driveway of the school, and the last thing we want to do is for a student to get hurt.
And we know those car rider drop-off lines can be chaotic, so that's a great piece of advice. Backing up now to being out on the road and enforcement-wise as far as the stop arms. If someone's, I've had the question posed to me, well, you talk about the 2-lane road, you talk about the 4-lane road. What about that 3-lane road where you have one lane either way and a turning lane? Do you have to stop both directions on that?
You still do. Again, that magic number we look for is 4. 4 or more lanes is when you don't have to stop. So we got to kind of picture in our head, count in our head, hey, is there more than 3 lanes, 2 lanes here? That magic number again, 4. 4 or more lanes, you do not have to stop if you're traveling in the opposite direction.
All right, we're going to hit the road here. Actually, Trooper Matt's going to go drop his son off at school here at College Park Elementary School, get him off on his first day, and then we are back out on the road shadowing buses. Be mindful, when in doubt, stop, or at least give the drivers and the school kids the benefit of the doubt and slow down. Octavia, we're going to send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Brad. Certainly is some good advice there.